Welcome to my next lesson on text files, Lesson 6. So far, we have only really seen how to create, read, write, and append data to a file. In this lesson, we will look at the concept of delimiters and using string handling, functions, and procedures. In everyday life, specific characters in written text are used to denote where one piece of data ends and the next piece of data begins. We use spaces to separate words in a text. We use a full stop to separate sentences in text. And we use line breaks to separate paragraphs. Delimiters are characters in a string that we use to separate different pieces of data. The most common delimiter used in programming is the comma. There are other delimiters that you can use to separate text. For example, the semicolon, the colon, the hash symbol, a full stop, the asterisk, a space, etc. There's just so many characters that you can use to separate text. The image that you see on screen shows data stored in a CSV file. That's your comma-separated value file, and this file has been opened in a text editor. In CSV files, each line of text represents one row of data. Each comma indicates where a column will start and where a column will end. So again, delimiters are used to show the start. Delimiters are used to show the start and the end of individual pieces of data. So this CSV file has the list of country names and the number of software developers in each country. And this is, of course, an hypothetical example. If we want to work with this data, we will need to separate the names of the country and the number of developers. And to do this, I'm going to be using string functions and procedures to interact with the data points inside the string. So the first string function that I'm going to be doing revision on is the pos function. I've created variables, and I'm going to be using sline, and I've created variable ipos, which is of data type integer. So what does pos do? Pos finds the position of a searched character in a string. In this instance, my string variable that I created is sline, and the delimiter that I'm using in my example is a comma. So pos is going to find the position of the comma. So what you are finding and where are you finding this character? I'm finding it, I'm searching for it in sline, which is my string variable. So again, pos is a function that is going to return the position of a searched character or substring. Remember, pos returns the position of the first occurrence of that searched character or substring. If that character is not found, pos will return a value of 0. So let's look at another example. In the string literal Spain, I want to find the position of a substring, not just a single character, but a substring. So if I was searching for PA, in the literal Spain, it will return found at position 2. Remember, pos will return it as data type integer. In the second example, I'm searching for the character, the slash, and I want to see where is it found in this string literal. So it's going to return that it's found at position 4. And remember again that your string starts at index 1. The copy function. I want to copy part of a given string. So copy is a function that returns an extract of a given string. This extract starts copying at the position, at a particular position, and returns the number of characters. So using copy and using this example, I want to copy from the first line of the text file, I want to copy the country name. I want to copy part of a given string. So let's see how we're going to use copy. So the first copy is called with 3 parameters. The first parameter is where I want to copy from. Now I want to copy from my string S line. My second parameter is my starting position. I want to start copying from position 1. Remember, strings are indexed starting at 1, and I want to copy from position 1 at index 1. And the last parameter is how many characters I want to copy. In the previous slide, I spoke about pos. So I want to copy from my variable ipos -1. So if you look at the position of the comma, it's going to be found at position 4. So copy, I don't want to copy from position 1, 2, 3, and 4. I want to copy up until position 3. But pos is going to return that it's found at position 4 in the first line of the text file. So when I'm copying, I do not want to copy to ipos because it's going to copy inclusive of the comma. So I want to copy ipos -1. And then it will just copy the characters U, S, and A. Let's look at another example. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. This is where I want to copy from my string literal. My starting position is at index 5, and I want to take 5 characters. So I want to start at index 5, which is the letter Q, and I want to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters. It would return the string quick. All right, so let's look at the next procedure, the delete procedure. So delete is a procedure, and you note that pos and copy were functions. When I call a function, I can call the function in 3 ways. I can call the function and assign it to a variable. I can call the function in an if condition, or I can call the function in a display statement. A procedure is called very differently. A procedure is called by its name. So the delete procedure is called with 3 parameters. The first parameter is where I want to delete from. And in this case, it's S line that is storing lines of text from the text file. And the first line is the line that you see on the screen, USA, and it's got 400,549 developers. I want to delete from S line, starting at position 1, and I want to delete ipos characters. How many characters? So ipos has the value 4, that is the position of the comma, and I want to delete including the comma. So I want to delete USA, comma. So therefore it is I pause. Okay. So again, delete is a procedure called with 3 parameters. Where I want to delete, starting position, how many characters. Delete removes part of S-line. It deletes a number of characters starting at a given position. And delete does not return a new string. It changes S-line directly. Thank you, learners, for listening. Keep an eye on my next video. Stay motivated, stay inspired.